So the PTB just went live a few hours ago, and today's video is a take a look inside of the PTB video, where I take you along with me to explore the PTB and showcase what they added into today's PTB. But before we get started, hello! Welcome in or welcome back. My name is Sharon and I'm a legacy-free Nia main with nearly 9,000 hours in Dead by Daylight. I primarily stream DBD on twitch.tv/Sharon and I upload consistently on this YouTube channel with lots of different DBD content. I hope you enjoy your stay and let's get started with the video. First things first. If you don't know what the PTB stands for, it stands for Public Test Build, where Behavior uploads new or improved content onto these servers for the community to test them out and leave their feedback behind. You can only access the PTB if you are a Steam player, but fear not, with this video you will know exactly what is being tested and perhaps added onto the game. Now the main part of this PTB is the latest announced DBD chapter, which is the Resident Evil Project W chapter. This chapter will add Wesker as a killer and Ada and Rebecca as survivors into this game. The DLC does not come with a new map, but instead includes a new reworked RPD map where they decided to make two maps out of it, instead of leaving it as one big map. Now let's first take a look at the newly added models of the survivors and killer. First up, Ada Wong. Ada looks really clean. Her outfit is kind of shiny and nice, which is not a bad thing. Her hair is really nicely done. Behavior has an issue with making hair sometimes in this game, but Ada's hair is really nicely done, I would say. Yeah, looks like a really nice survivor. Nothing wrong with, not like a weird facial expression or something weird going on, at least to my perspective. She looks kind of cool. Let's see, does she have any outfits? She does not have any outfits included with her. Does she have store outfits? She does not have any store outfits either. Okay, well, Ada looks pretty cool to me. What about Rebecca Chambers? Let's see. Rebecca, interesting. She looks like a badass, but she kind of looks like a zombie. She's very pale. I've never played Resident Evil, so I actually don't really know if this is how she looks, but she looks really pale. Like, she looks like a ghost, but she's well made. Her animations look good. Her outfit is nice. Her hair is nice as well. Face is looking good. She just looks a little bit pale in my opinion, but apart from that, she looks really nicely done. Cute animations. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything wrong with that. I assume Rebecca also does not have any outfits in her kit or in their store, and that is indeed the case. I like it. I like it a lot. Now let's take a look at our newest killer, which is the Mastermind, aka Wesker. Alright. Man in a leather suit-ish, coat, whatever. Okay, I mean, once again, never played Resident Evil game, so I don't really know how he looks like in those games, but he looks nice. He looks clean. He looks well designed. Ooh, okay, what's that? Fancy animation. I would assume that is the, oh my goodness. All right. The virus. Interesting. Okay, yeah, all the models look really nicely done, which you would assume is standard because it's a licensed character, but I mean, we've all seen Laurie and Nancy, so that theory goes out of the ballpark. But yeah, no, these characters are really nicely done. Let's move to their perks next. Let's start with Wesker's perks. The first one is Superior Anatomy, Awakened Awareness, and Terminus. What does Superior does? When a survivor performs a fast vault within 8 meters of you, this perk activates. The next time you vault a window, your vaulting speed is increased by 40%, and the perk has a 30-second cooldown. Next up is Awakened Awareness. When carrying a survivor, you can see the aura of the other survivors within 20 meters of your position. Auras revealed that way stay visible for 2 seconds after you stop carrying the survivor. And his last perk, which is Terminus. When exit gates are powered, this perk activates. While Terminus is active, injured, downed, and hook survivors are inflicted with the broken status effect until the exit gates are open. When exit gates are open, survivors will stay broken for an additional 30 seconds. If you don't know, the broken status is where you cannot heal up. So you have to stay injured until the time is over. Wesker's perks seem interesting. Nothing really screams super strong, but give it a few days until the community has figured out like combinations of perks and killers that make those perks stronger and better. So we're gonna have to see, but nothing right now in the moment screams super strong to me. Let's move on to the survivors perks. Next up, Ada's perks, which is wiretap, reactive healing, and a low profile. Wiretap is after repairing a generators for a total of 33%, this perk activates. After repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, press the ability button to install the wiretap, which stays active for 80 seconds. The auras of trapped generators are revealed in yellow to all survivors. When the killer enters within 14 meters of the trapped generator, the killer's aura is revealed to all the survivors. Damaging the generator will destroy the wiretap. Reactive healing. When another survivor loses a health state in a 32-meter radius around you while you're injured, you instantly increase your healing progress by 35% of the missing healing progression. And last up, low profile. When you become the last survivor, this perk activates. It hides your scratch marks and your pulse of blood for 90 seconds. These perks are interesting. Her perks seem to be very focused on the solo queue experience, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. A solo queue is rough in the moment, but behavior still needs to just adjust solo queue by default. But yeah, the perks seem actually pretty fun and not really super strong, perhaps. Once again, community has to figure out with what perks it mixes well and whatever not, but they seem fun. They seem fun to try out for sure. Let's go to Rebecca's perks last. Rebecca's perks are Better Than New, Reassurance, and Hyper Focus. Better Than New. Upon completing a healing action on another survivor, the targeted survivor gets a 6% speed boost repairing generators, healing, opening chests, and cleansing totems for 35 seconds. Reassurance. When within a 6-meter radius around a hook survivor, use the active ability button 2 to pause their struggle progression for 30 seconds. If they are on the struggle phase, it also pauses the struggle skill checks. Reassurance has a 40-second cooldown. And Hyper Focus. After hitting a great skill check while repairing or healing, this perk gains 1 token. You can earn up to 6 tokens. Each token increases the chance of a skill check trigger by 2%, the skill check cursor speed by 4%, and the bonus progression for a great skill check by 30% of its base value. This perk loses all the tokens in case of a normal skill check success, skill check fails, or if the action is stopped by any means. Now, I really like the perk Reassurance, but I am a little bit annoyed that we're gonna have to use a perk to stop tunneling and camping so much in the game. It kind of feels like behavior is consistently pushing out perks to cover up issues in the game that should be addressed on its own. But considering tunneling and camping will probably never really truly will get fixed, that was a lot of wills and won'ts and whatever not, but considering it probably will never get fixed, Reassurance is probably a really nice perk to use, especially in, well, not even just in solo queue. I think in any situation this perk is gonna be really nice. And 30 seconds? That's a lot of time that the killer wastes if they decide to camp. That's actually, I have a feeling this is gonna get nerfed into the ground. I don't think that's gonna make it through to life. Better Than New is nice. I can see that also getting really strong in especially a survivor friend scenario. Like, imagine everyone having this perk and everyone healing each other. That's gonna be, can be strong as well. And Hyper Focus, don't really care. Don't really think nothing is gonna come with it. Doesn't really seem like an interesting perk at all. Overall, the perks seem to be quite nice and decent, not super strong, minus reassurance. I think reassurance will be a insane vital part of every survivor's kit if it makes it through. But as I already imagine Killer Mains to be crying about it, I doubt it will even make it through to the live version of DBD, though I really hope it does, because killers will camp and tunnel, especially early on, it's exhausting. So honestly, it would be nice if that wouldn't happen, but we're gonna see how it pans out. Next up, let's see what Wesker's power is. So Wesker comes with the stats of an average height, 40 meters base terror radius, and a 4.6 ms base speed. His power is called the Virulent Bounce, and his power works like this. The Mastermind can barrel forward, infecting survivors with the Uroboros virus, or leaping over obstacles. Press and hold the power button to charge a bound attack. While charging, the Mastermind moves slightly slower as he prepares his strike. When charged, press the attack button to bound. If the Mastermind hits a survivor, that survivor becomes infected, or furthers their infection. Should the Mastermind crash into something during his bound, he will slam the survivor, causing damage. If not, the survivor is thrown, losing a health state if they are thrown into a solid object. If a Virulent Bound hits a drop pallet or a vault location, the Mastermind vaults over the obstacle. Now this killer also has a special effect, called the Uroboros infection. Upon being hit by the Virulent Bound, survivors become infected. Infection builds over time, and when fully infected, the survivor suffers from a hindered effect. If the Virulent Bound grabs and slams the survivor while they're fully infected, the Mastermind will automatically carry them. And special interaction, First Aid Spray. At the beginning of each trial, several supply crates are spawned. Each contains a first aid spray. When infected, a survivor can use the first aid spray on themselves or another, removing the infection. Each first aid spray has a set amount of number of charges. Wesker's bound power kinda acts like a demo stash. If you bound onto the survivor and it hits an object or a wall, you injure and infect them. If you already are bounding onto a survivor that's injured, it will automatically put the survivor on your shoulders so you can carry them to the hook. This is kind of how the infection looks like. It kind of looks like leeches in a sense that is sucking the survivor's blood. These are the chests where you can find the spray to infect yourself as a survivor, and each spray has 2 charges. It takes a little while for you to complete the charge, and once it's done, the killer gets a nice little notification that the survivor has uninfected themselves. It doesn't matter where you are on the map, you will get a notification regardless, so if you're close by, you can just go and chase them again, or leave them be, whatever you choose. The bound power can be used to go over pallets or through windows, but if you use the bound power to go over something, you are a little bit slowed and you cannot M1 for a few seconds. If using the bound power and there's nothing near you, no wall or an object, it just throws the survivor onto the ground and infects them. It does not injure them. And last but not least, this is the Mori. It's a little bit underwhelming. I don't really care much for it. I've seen better, I've seen also worse, but yeah, it's not that great in my personal opinion. And now we're done with that. Let's take a quick look around the new 2 RPD maps and see what they've done with it. When you go to a custom, you can select the Raccoon City Police Station West Wing and the East Wing. Alright, this is the RPD West Wing. There's not much change to the left of us, which is the west side. A little bit of different loops, changes, pallet spawns, door openings, but the biggest change on this side of the map is, or on this part of the map, is that they kind of blocked off this part. Like, you can't go on this roof anymore, and if you go over here, this is still all available. These rooms are still available. Different door that they normally didn't have, and then over here they still have this drop down, but they locked this off as well. You can't go in here anymore, so they kind of like blocked off this part as well. And over here, you can't go here anymore. And here, here. This is the only thing that they have locked off, so you can pretty much use the entire side of this map, and even still a big part of this side, but just not the back side and the upstairs plane landing or helicopter landing, whatever you want to call it. And that's the biggest change they've done on the west wing. Let's check the east wing. And this is the east wing. One of the changes is that this is still the main building entrance, which is cool, but they introduced something cool over here, which we haven't seen yet, wasn't a thing before. Little back alley kind of situation going on with a generator as well. I mean, it's kind of cool. And, oh, okay, you can go up here as well. Look at that. So I would imagine that this all is open now. This probably is just kind of remained untouched. Over here, you also have this that wasn't before. And here you have the roof that's closed on the west wing. Then you have the wonderful backside of this, which is a pallet. Wow, this loop is solid. This part is open. Yep. Okay. I'm curious to see what is closed on the other side. So that's the east wing, and this is the west wing. Oh, okay. You already see it over here. This is closed off with some tables and whatever none. Okay. Oh, you have this now here. This got relocated. Okay. Oh, we found the hatch. We love that. This is blocked off. Oh, okay. They blocked off like this big part of the map. I assume you can't go in here either. No, you can't. Oh, okay. Whoa, okay. So that's the biggest change about... Oh, okay. Oh, this is not... Wow, interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's the east wing part. Little backdrop over there. You can go on the roof now, but now that side is blocked off, which is kind of cool. So those are like the biggest changes about this map. Still, once again, there are some loop changes and whatever not, some room changes. But yeah, those are the major changes about the map. And on the very last, they also implemented streamer mode on the PTB that gives everyone a random different name if you turn it on to avoid stream sniping or targeting. They implemented improved hot connection indicators on the PTB, and they introduced the bonus blood points for a specific side when that side is in dire need of more players. And that is it for today's video. It was a bit of a long one, and I apologize. But I wanted to make sure that you all knew exactly what was going on the PTB. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section which perks you are the most interested in from this entire chapter. And for now, I'm gonna ask you to do the things that every YouTuber always asks you to do. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And see you all next time!